has been given to you by God. And once the veil is ripped away and you find out what it's like, black and white thinking is the definition of insanity. We're going back and forth and talking in circles is evil. So anyway, my car right now is in the garage, but it's dirty for a reason. And, you know, no one's... the reason I have issues with driving is because I'm in such a high state of meditation, of transcendence. You can't drive. Like, driving is meditation. That's what people do. I remember when I was taught to drive, you look in the distance on the horizon and focus. It kind of go into your heart center, and same way you walk in the streets of New York. Never look people in the eye in New York City. New York has to resurrect. I try, like, you know, but anyway, so people have no idea what it means to be addicted to God. And I'm taking back all of my favorite perfumes. The word addict is no longer a bad word. I am addicted to God, period, divine energy. To be addicted to a substance is absolutely disgusting. And any of that energy in my field, if I'm feeling that energy, it's from other people. Energy healers know this, and everybody's advertising themselves as a psychic all over the internet. So be careful what you say to someone who comes into your life. Because again, as I said, all these professionals who felt they were on their high horse and superior to me found out. God doesn't bring the realized master in today's world. He hides them away for a reason. And he is revoking access to me. Unless you are yourself an incredible artist, just leave me alone. And I have a feeling there's a billionaire who's been awakened by hearing me. And that's a good sign. It's just a feeling intuitively that I have. Because it is true, and one of the things that Muktananda saved people by explaining to them that you have to live your life, live within the world, and intermingle it with your spirituality. The days where you were only just a monk and meditating in a cave forever had evolved and moved on. But I'm tired of, you know, the billionaires listening to me, whoever they are. They need humility, and they need to realize they're completely surrounded by people who don't really respect. But I'm starting to get an intuitive feeling that maybe there is at least one billionaire who the evil they have committed in order to attain their wealth was not intentional. And they are finding out that anything they intentionally take advantage of people it's horror for them. But you can see even now what's happening for Prince Harry. Who would ever want to get married? Because the word marriage in modern society, if you ask someone to marry you are saying, hey, let's kill each other. It's cursed. It's like tattooing someone's name on your arm. You never do that. So my divine counterpart, and when I say I'm married to God, I can't change that. I am a legit monk. So we're sitting there, and I was taught to obey and revere from day one. And he said to me, before I could bring up any of those issues, and people should be spellbound and speechless in my energy. They should not be running 1,000,000 miles a minute. I mean, I think that's part of the reason. I'm not here to make you tea and teach you spirituality and sugarcoat everything and pay you thousands of dollars so you can take my energy. I had someone I was working with who I really wanted to trust and care about this person, and they revealed their true colors after about 1.5 years. They completely did something to sabotage and destroy my life. And I remember them telling me, ever since I started talking to this energy healer therapist, my life got so much better. And I didn't say it to them at the time, but now I'm saying it. That person, anyone you are paying money to, there is no therapist who's making your life better. It's God. And it's anyone who has any interactions with me. I'm the reason your life gets better. Every good thing in your life is because of God. And the energy of the divine energy flows through me. Therefore, I am an angelic person. And someone said to me once, years ago, you couldn't hurt a fly. And it made me really angry. But in a way, they were right. I'm an absolute angel. And people think it's funny. They think it's fucking funny. Until they found out. I had to essentially leave the world. I need to work on my record. I will always be working on my record, but I'm not here just to, my guru used to say, if you wake up and smoke a joint, you may as well wake up and put on a diaper. He was really hard on people. And, there are lyrics about it, it's been made legal, but it's also been, I guarantee you, the good stuff, the good white widow weed and all that stuff that used to exist, it's dead. It's not there anymore. People are taking absolute poison, and it's dangerous. But anyway, it also is, in a way, it was God's medicine, but it was destroyed because all of it now is laced with all this horrible stuff. It's weird how it's finally legal, but it's very dangerous. The only thing I am addicted to is God, believe me. I am disgusted by drugs, but the drugs that allow me to function, not just function, but survive and be able to, exist as a beacon of light to other people are God's mercy. And if you abuse your position in my life, you are not in a position to judge me at all. I'm the one in the position to judge you. So if God removes you from my life, you should wake the fuck up and find out that you just lost the best thing that could ever happen to you. But so my point is, there's nothing confusing about this. At the end, he wrapped up the satsang, which, with a realized master sitting at their feet, a few feet from them, it's incredibly intimidating. And that's what it is. People should be intimidated to death by me, much more than they are of some guy like Kid Rock sitting in his backyard firing. Kid Rock doesn't understand. Like, I would love to sit there and shoot BB guns at fucking beer cans in the backyard and laugh. And his limo, his Cadillac, his old school Cadillac limo on West Coast Customs is freaking gorgeous. And it's so weird that he would judge someone like me when he doesn't even realize, and I understand there are a lot of people in the queer and trans community, all communities, that are just an embarrassment. The whole collective community thing is so psychotic and crazy that belonging to any type of group or scene is dangerous. That's why I am the Vedanta meditation master, the leader of the bats. It's the Bat Noir Club. That's what I am. But not ugly, disgusting horror movie bats, like beautiful, romantic, dark, edgy, and powerful bats. And you can laugh at it all day long. But you'll soon your laughter will stop forever if you're trying to aim that shit at me. So at the end of the satsang, I had the piece of yellow post-it paper on the floor on my left, your other left, your right, your other right, left, alla destra, alla sinistra in Italian. See, I'm literally just playing with people listening to me right now. I'm playing with you in public. There are probably people who are being public humiliated by what I am saying, but it is to save their lives. And wake the fuck up and stop speaking negatively on my name and stop withholding kindness and compassion from me. I shouldn't be terrified to just expect basic respect from people. So the fact that I am a realized being initiated by this master alone means I'm a very elevated status, and I'm I go without a lot of things that the ordinary people could not live without. I had a therapist tell me, laughing in my face, well, Batman doesn't have superpowers. Think again, Biznatch, because Batman definitely has superpowers. He just doesn't advertise them. And just because it's not part of your comic book nerd lore, I'm reclaiming the word geek and nerd, because goth geek and guitar pedal geek and nerd, it's not 65, 75-year-old dudes talking about the same distortion and hyping up, this one pedal over and over again in this pay-to-play universe. There's almost nothing I hate more than the pentatonic scale. If I hear another, but that's not it. The scale itself is okay when played masterfully, but it's just the same boring blues riff over and over again, and it's like, I literally had an experience after that where anyway, I'm not going to get into it, but I don't need a guitar teacher anymore. That is an understatement. People need to worship the art of darkwave music, and the vast majority of it that is released constantly is not very good, and it's derivative. And the select groups that are incredible owe their success and what they're doing and to God. And it is no longer fun to make a mockery of God and all this stuff. Any disgusting demonic name is not the real goth. It's not real. And it's also not real at all. The idea that I was somehow addicted to anything in a negative way is the opposite of reality. So my guru said to me, I've been looking at that piece of paper this entire time for the last hour. There's so much energy on that thing. That thing is a bomb. It's a bomb of Shakti. He's like, bring that back to your apartment. I didn't bring up the apartment. There was no way he could have read that was on the piece of paper. He said, if you bring that back home and a seer walked into your apartment, they would ignore everything and go straight for that piece of paper. And so there are people who are meant to be in my life, and the veil needs to be removed from their eyes, like immediately, because they are seeing me in the wrong people. And that piece of paper had the divine energy on it. I held that piece of paper to my eyes, and it's a good thing I went back, because I got the power. I don't do that anymore, but the cover of the Love and Rockets record is exactly, but it's not just black and white, but it is as close to a visual representation. He imbued that, but again, it was a bomb, extremely dangerous. I am dangerous. You do not want to mess with me. And I've been forced to trust situations over and over again, to the point where I gave everything I have. It's gone. All the love in my heart I have, everything I have is gone. And the people who literally stole my meditation altars, do you understand what would be done to you if you did that in the Indian tradition? It was taught, that cleaning the toilet is as important as cleaning the altar. And the people who didn't have the humility to once clean their own goddamn toilet, or even provide the cleaning supplies, they inherited, you don't want what they inherited. And that's why I had these so-called cousins trying to claim my inheritance. It's not just the family inheritance. They realize that my inheritance is divine. The meek shall inherit the earth. That is true. But I cannot be any more humble anymore, or it will destroy everything. It will destroy God's creation. He's speaking through me. So again, whatever billionaire is listening, if they are, they're receiving an initiation, and they're finding out, because people think, mo money, mo problems. If you have been entrusted to the care of one of my guitars, you have no idea. You are touching a bomb. And nobody has passed the test. Again, Placebo, one of my other favorite bands, except everything after the record Meds I don't like, for a reason. But they romance addiction constantly. And I love some of those songs, like Post Blue and everything, but it is so dark. In fact, the song that I performed was Plasticine at the Meditation Center by Placebo, which is a masterpiece, but I don't like it. When they lost Steve Hewitt, they lost everything. And I just want to enjoy my favorite records. That's all I'm asking. Literally, there were $50,000 or more worth of these red cameras and black magic cameras and white magic cameras. But my guru was a master film director, and he was directing reality. That's what he was doing. So when I say I'm working on a record, I am literally, as we speak, I am speaking the operatic beauty of the universe unfolding in divine perfection. My voice is music. Italian is and Japanese. All language is music. But especially the difference between Italian and French is that Italian, and I want French back, by the way. I worked my ass off to learn French. I wasn't just taught it. It was withheld from me by someone who could have shared it freely. And I still to this day, I worship whatever I can to see the beauty in, like being around new wave films and French culture, and I'm incredibly thankful for that. And I didn't let go of anyone in my life without a lot of heartache. But at the end of the day, what I loved in this person was my own reflection, because there's absolutely nothing lovable about anyone who would ever say one negative thing about me with a crazy victim complex. It's just, I mean, could you imagine? Not only I'm the ideal patient, I'm the ideal child. I'm an angel. I'm like definitely king of the angels, but in a goth way, because that's the other thing. All of this Stepford Wives, clean freaking society is hiding a very dark secret. The more perfect and spotless a situation looks, people want to get rid. There's a reason that a truly evil, disgusting, sadistic, disgusting person and soul wanted me to stop wearing black. There's a reason a disgusting soul would want to change the color of my house. It's just, to say, if someone said that to my guru, you don't even want to know what would happen to them. If you even knew what is happening to that person, you would never sleep again. The average person, if they experienced 5 minutes of the PTSD that I experienced from my near-death experience, they would never sleep again. So, there must be a billionaire, because if you have that level of wealth, you have a responsibility to literally save society. You have a responsibility, as Muktananda always said, worship yourself, love yourself. God dwells in you as you. And there has to be a billionaire out there who's low key. I mean, I'm way more than a billionaire. I'm a trillionaire in divine currency. But I literally worry about every single dollar because of what a mockery of society has been made by greed. You don't want dirty money. You don't want to having a crew on a boat of like 50 people, it's a nightmare. It's your worst nightmare. If there is a billionaire listening to me, if they are not an artist, they need to start supporting artists. We need to address the situation with Spotify because it's evil. AI has to be kept in check. And that's why billionaires are trying to escape to space, because they know that AI, everything is completely doomed. It's fucked. And all these late night TV hosts with this smarmy, bitchy little smile on their face. It's not funny. My pain is not funny. Trying to figure out how you get into heaven by hurting me, it's not funny. The door is locked, buddy. You're not going to find the fucking answer until you repent. But the last person who should ever have to repent and face their sins is me. I've done it over and over and over again for almost 47 years. There's nothing for me to repent. I am absolutely pure. So I want my music back. I want my records back. And the reason I made ambient music for so long is just because I had to. So anyway, I'm King of the Bats. This is the Bat Noir Club, and your welcome is me teaching people basic manners. When you even come, when you come to work for me, and I not only give you money, but I entrust the care of my instruments to you, you say, thank you. This is a great gig. Believe me, you don't want to work for me, and you find out real quick that the grass is definitely not greener. I mean, you have to be insane to not thank me when you meet me. You have to be crazy. You have to be like straight up hallucinating. So anyway, the opera of the universe. Not only worship yourself, love yourself, God dwells in you as you, but true loving vampires, God is a loving vampire. He's not, your base desires. And, read Play of Consciousness by Muktananda and look at all of that stuff up, because it's absolutely necessary reading, as is Simulacra and Simulation by Baudrillard. And if you want to, jump the line and frickin' figure the fuck out, go to laceofspadesrecords.com and read my thesis. literally meditating on one paragraph of that thesis could save your life. Because what you realize, and what Wittgenstein and Kurt Gödel proved, that's a mathematician, is there's a very, very dangerous mystery in language. And the reality is there's no real way to be certain of anything. They basically used logic and mathematical logic to prove the existence of God. It's not apologetics either, because all this Bible stuff is a bunch of bullshit too. But it keeps coming to me in meditation that I won't regret the things that happened to me in 2024, and the horrible people that came into my life that I tried to befriend who did nothing but try to hurt me. And God is making an example out of them, believe me. There's a reason for every single thing that I do. So anyway, 7:17, 77 minutes and 17 seconds. 26, 27, 28, 29.